An upside of having to relog into Restream and everything everywhere is that now I can see the chat
Hey,
in the
cool.
docket. It has never worked for me docking it on the side. I don't know why this time it did, but now I can see the chat. I can see if it's live on YouTube. Not having to manually pull up YouTube.
So my restream should still work just fine, right?
Yeah, yours should be just fine.
Okay.
Now mine might actually work like it's supposed to.
There we go.
It's on YouTube, Twitch.
Excellent.
Got all the notifications.
Yay! Let the world know.
Mentioned to you that I had a different pre-show topic from the one I originally was going to talk about.
Yeah.
You and I were talking just a couple minutes ago about how I felt like I wouldn't be able to appreciate the games as much if I knew how they were made.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong because you and I, when we watch Lord of the Rings, the movies, right?
Yeah.
We know stuff about the production. We know stuff about the back end of how those movies were made, and we know stuff about how that story was made. And I can't speak for you, but for me, it enhances the experience quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the pre-show idea that I have for the pre-show topic is, what is something that you know, and I might have stolen what your answer would have been, but what is something that you know some stuff about the production and it makes you love it way more?
Lots of things. Lots of things. What's up, Will? Let me go. Okay, I'm gonna use magic as an example, all right?
Okay.
Trick stuff. And well, okay, when I was little, like the big stage magic, that was all the cool thing, you know.
Yeah.
The little sleight of hand card, that was just a nice little trick. When I started learning the art of legerdemain, or magic, sleight of hand and stuff you can do, and started learning about the big stage magic. Well, when you learn about the big stage magic, you realize, okay, it's just about entertainment. It is 100% how you can put on a show.
Right.
You know, but when it comes to the sleight of hand magic, like when you see something, I'm going to use, like David Blaine, right? You know who that is? Yeah. See him do his tricks on the street. I don't know how he does all of them.
Right.
And I do get amazed by that, but some of them I know what he's doing with his hands, and I am so impressed.
Right.
That it is so smooth. I know what the trick is.
Yeah.
It's just how he pulls it off.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I know. I'm so yeah, that's what impresses. Yeah, it's on that aspect. On one area of that, I kind of lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Of the impression. It's like, yeah, that's a very cool feat of engineering. You've done that. On the other one, I know how hard that is to do. How, I don't know what I can give away or not.
Yeah, don't spoil too much for people, because
well, just like palming and how they can hold decks of cards and what they can do. There's a trick. A few different musicians have done it, where it's like they out of the air they pull a never-ending cascade of cards. They'll put like a hand out, and they'll keep popping them out on each side. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know how this trick's done, or one way to do that trick.
Right.
Cool as the trick looks, it is phenomenal, the hand movement and control and everything that they need to do that. And how much they've worked, they've keeping their hands right, holding the right position, and just making it work.
Right.
Keep stuff good. That I know how it's done, and it makes it nth more.
Well, to that point, when I'm over here saying right and yeah, and of course, I have that from the outsider perspective, right? Of I only can take your word for it and say, well, yeah, it must be a lot of hard work. But
yeah,
that is the magic of that, right? I mean, even stuff as little as the wiping out the mustache on Henry Cavill for those movies. That is the thing that you tell somebody, hey, an editor had to do that, and they go, oh, that sounds like it sucked. And then you tell an editor that an editor had to do that, they're like,
yeah.
Those people deserve to be paid a whole lot more, is all I'm saying.
some things you're going to run across once you know how it's done. It's just, and you're like, oh, okay, well that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And then other things when you learn how it's done, you're like, wow, that really takes a lot more than I thought.
Yeah. You
I
and
don't know.
I talk about martial arts movies a lot when we're not on stream. Not that we're hiding that from all of you, but but there's a stunt in Who Am I with Jackie Chan where
There's another level. Jackie Chan. Enough said.
yeah, but he goes up the side of a building to get on the roof, and in Mission Impossible, I think it was the third movie, the fourth movie, the one where he goes up the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, they asked him afterwards, well, was it really hard? And Tom Cruise was like, yeah, I don't know how Jackie Chan did it because I did it with supports.
Yeah.
It's just like, ooh.
No, that man was insane.
Yep.
Stunt man, and it worked. Great movie, though.
But to tie all that back in, like, I don't think necessarily, I think I was wrong in what I told you before. I don't think necessarily that knowing how something's done in a video game is going to ruin it for you unless you're somebody that hyper focuses on the technical side of things, I guess.
Well, I think there's things you would find out about how it's done in a video game and be like, that kind of stinks.
Yeah.
And there's other things we find out and like that was ingenious.
Right.
It was ingenious. Yeah.
I agree. Hurry up, Rundgren.
You're going to get voted. No! I refuse. Will.
The pre-show's almost over. Calm down.
Not on me.
I do have an ice update for you.
Oh, yeah.
Still a little bit in there. Chat, I put some ice in a bowl just to be able to see how long it would last. Yeah. Anyway, you ready to start the show?
And air conditioning.
Yeah, it's with the air conditioning running.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rundgren.
And we got some stuff to talk about tonight. I'm really excited. There's not a lot on the docket, but the stuff that is there, really excited for. And then I got a couple more topics that were suggested to me, and I'm really excited for that. And then I got a couple more from ChatGPT. So,
Right. Okay.
I did have to do that old song and dance of, hey, could you give me something that's a little bit more specific and not quite as broad?
Yeah. No, it's a good tool for sparking ideas. It'll like you probably have to go through some dumb stuff first.
I asked it for short topics that could be discussed in 20 minutes, and one of the ones it gave me was video games being used for education. Like that's not a 20-minute topic. I'm sorry, that's not.
Sure it is. We can get through that.
But
they've always been done wrong.
Yeah. Did forget notification eye.
That'd be a good discussion.
I think so too. But
I'm trying to think of the game. There's a game, and I'm trying to think of. Well, there's a few games. Look, every once in a while I get a Fallout 4 kick or Skyrim kick. I'm going to go mod it, play up for a while, right? The Concourse Natural Place.
Yeah.
Sanctuary is an actual place. There's no houses out there, but there's the bridge and the river.
Right.
The water kind of goes a little bit differently as a trail. The Minuteman statue is there. It's not the exact same one.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay attention, in Fallout 4, you're going to get a little bit of history. It's going to be off a little bit, but there's games that do it really well. And I'm trying to think of it.
Well, Assassin's Creed is a great one for that. I mean, they have the Egypt one. I can't remember the name of that one. It has a whole museum built in.
Yeah. It can be done. We'll stop because it will be more than a 20-minute discussion. We could do it, but we got other stuff to talk about.
Do we have a pop quiz tonight?
Yeah, pop quiz for you. I have a pop quiz for you. Some random knowledge. Kind of jump around on some things.
Okay.
and see what you know about. All right. All right. So, Ken, you name the American president that was inaugurated on January 20th, 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
2009?
Yeah, it was inaugurated. It'd be elected. That means it was elected in November 2008.
Yeah.
We inaugurated on January 20th,
Right.
2008.
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna show myself up here and just be stupid, but I'm trying to count back the year. Not looking at chat. I'm trying to count back the year. I forgot what year it was. You might have put a timer on this question.
Look, chat's like all over this. They're like, yeah, they answered it.
It was
right.
Barack Obama, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Barack
terms. So, yeah.
God. All right.
I was counting. But the reason it took so long is because I started counting at 2020.
Yeah, sure. Whatever excuses you need. The Asian country formerly known as Ceylon, that's spelled Ceylon, is
Ceylon.
yeah.
It's not Kowloon.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's
The name changed on May 22nd, 1972.
Ceylon. This anything that I guess here is going to get people mad at me.
Ceylon, yeah.
I'm going to guess.
That's a good guess, Dark, but no.
I'm going to guess Singapore.
That's not a bad guess either to that, but no. No. I'm going to call it. It is Sri Lanka.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Ceylon tea. They got gained independence from the UK in 1948, and then but they changed their name in the 1972.
I am so sorry, people of Singapore.
Oh, you should be. You should be. Name the primary gas found in the Earth's atmosphere.
Primary gas is nitrogen, isn't it?
Very good. You got one correct.
Oh, I got Obama.
No, you didn't.
I did get Obama. It was Obama.
The capital of Zimbabwe. Nitrogen is correct. Fair enough.
I really, honestly have no idea. I think it starts with a T, but
Okay, well, it's Harare.
okay, then it definitely didn't start with a T.
Harare. Fair enough. Nobody got that one. The inventor who averaged a patent every 3 weeks of his life was...
This is a shot in the dark. Nikola Tesla.
No, should have been. He's got his own fan club. Should have been. That's a good answer. Same time period.
Okay. See if chat can get it, because I did not.
No, another good guess though. No, he wasn't an inventor. And he was a jerk. Smart guy, but he was a jerk, Faith. You give up?
Yeah.
That was Thomas Edison.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
All right. True or false?
The audio's being weird? Uh-oh. Let me check it.
Oh, no, sorry.
Let me check it. Of having to relog into Restream and everything everywhere is that now I can see the chat in the docket. It sounds normal on my end, yeah. And they just got to hear us from like 4 minutes ago. Maybe 7 minutes ago.
All right. True or false? A Manx cat has no tail.
True? No, false.
Oh, you sure? That is true. A Manx cat
Ah,
has no tail. Their heads are kind of a little bit rounder, and they got long legs.
yeah.
Manx cat has no tail.
Faith, I went with the green screen because it helps block out some of the heat. It was an oven in this room earlier. I told chat during the pre-show, but I put ice inside this bowl to see how long it would take for it to melt, and in there. That's with the air conditioner on, as Rugred put it earlier.
Yeah. Are you ready for your next question? I got a few of
Yes,
them here.
please. Yes, please.
All right. The Tropic of Capricorn cuts which continent almost in half?
Oh,
Now, you know, it runs, it's a latitude line, not a longitude. It's a latitude line.
yeah. Trying to remember. Look, I'm trying to remember where Capricorn is. Central America.
No. Both of y'all were wrong. Good guesses, though. Now, that is actually Australia.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Australia. It runs almost directly through the middle of it. What farm animal did Hernando de Soto introduce to America?
See, it wasn't. They were already using cows. I'm gonna say goat.
You say goats?
Mm-hmm.
No. It is. Oh, okay. It is the pig.
Okay, it was a pig.
Yeah. For a little historical background, Christopher Columbus had 8 pigs when he landed in Cuba in 1493. Probably no one knows what happened to them. However, when Hernando Soto he brought 13 pigs to Florida, and 3 years later, there was over 700.
Wow.
Yes.
You might have to refresh, Will. That's strange.
Down the hallway.
It sounds normal on my end.
I don't hear anything. I'm not listening. I'm not listening to nobody. All right, ready?
Yep.
Dogs sweat through their
Noses?
no.
Okay.
Dogs sweat through the pads on their feet.
Ah, okay. My second guess was way worse, so yours seems fine. That's good to know. Thank you.
Dogs sweat through their feeties. I got a bunch of these. I didn't get it down the order and see. You let me know when you're ready to stop, okay?
Okay, by a bunch, how many do you mean?
Quite a few.
Let's do like 5 more.
Okay. Name the first planet to be discovered by telescope.
Uranus.
You are 100% correct.
Pooh.
You got that one.
Pooh.
Got some good guesses in chat though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Neptune was found quite a bit later, and Mars can be seen in the sky at night. It was recognized in the sky at night. But both those are pretty good guesses. You don't get very long on this question, okay?
Okay.
True or false? Pennsylvania is the only U.S. state to start with P.
True.
That is true. Yes, that's correct answer. All right, I've got. Hold on. Man, I got some of these. I'll save some of these for another randomized quiz sometime.
My wife is going to watch this later and be like, why is he such an idiot? We have dogs. How did he not know that?
All right. So, I'm going to give you 4 choices.
Okay.
And you tell me which one is the closest to the actual diameter of the Earth.
Okay.
Okay. 1,200 miles, 4,000 miles, 12,000 miles, 7,926 miles.
I think it's 12, and the last one's a trick.
No, the last one's the correct answer.
Dang it.
I think we're talking about the diameter, not the circumference.
Yeah.
So,
Thought you were trying to trick me.
no. Two more. Okay.
Okay.
Dark Side of the Moon was recorded by what band?
Linkin Park? They did make a song called Dark Side of the Moon.
Pray.
They did. Linkin Park made a song called Dark Side of the Moon. I will pull this up.
Dark Side of the Moon was recorded by Pink Floyd.
Okay, Linkin Park song is called Dark of the Moon.
Yes, you were way wrong.
I'm not way wrong, but I was definitely wrong.
You're way wrong. All right, one more.
There's another word in there.
The Sherman, Churchill, and Tiger. What are they the names for?
Okay, give me those one more time. Sherman,
Okay.
Churchill, and Tiger?
Yeah.
Tanks.
Yes, they are World War II.
Yeah.
Sherman was American. Churchill was English. Tiger was German.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. It was 4 Transformers. Dark of the Moon was 4 Transformers, Dark of the Moon. But
Yeah.
I missed the word side in there.
You've upset Dark. You've beat Dark today.
Gonna drink my tea in glory.
Yes, I have. There's a lot more.
That's good. I enjoyed the random knowledge because it doesn't let me be prepared, right?
Right. I'll do that. Yes. And if it's something, shows what you know about the important things, not just
Yeah, which is almost nothing.
Lincoln Park.
I was close.
You pray that doesn't go viral.
It will probably. Out of everything that I ever do, it'll be that one. But speaking of dark sides,
Yeah.
you ready to talk about Gundam?
G-Gundam. Thank you, Dark. I appreciate that.
Schwartz Brooder.
Yes. The
Let me put up spoiler alert real quick.
all right. Let me know when you got it out. I don't want to accidentally.
Hurry up, he is
Lundgren.
up. When spoiler alert is down, the spoilers will not be up anymore.
Okay, look. This is terrible.
Yeah.
It's had a moment. There's like 5. I'll be nice. There's 5 episodes over the whole thing where it's all right.
Okay.
I'm not really that big of a fan of Allenby on that. I'm not really big a fan of a lot of them. It's just they're terrible.
There was no need to rehash the fights between Domon and the others. We had that again in the Ghana Highlands. The Ghana Highlands was great.
Pick one or the other. There's they've already settled everything that's being done in these last few. What episode are we on?
40. We just finished 40, so we're on 41.
Yeah, we're going to 41. That's right. Okay. So everything in the last 5 episodes already taken care of. It was complete rehash.
Also, I can't stand the fact that Wong keeps going, Allenby will be the greatest fighter, when you have literally, and I'm not just trying to be the biggest Schwartz Brooder stand in the world here. You come out and say he's won every fight effortlessly.
Yeah.
Like, what? What are we redeeming it to, Will?
Oh. Without Berserker mode.
Yeah.
I do think.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who's been defeated twice.
Right.
I've seen. But yeah. It's completely nonsensical.
Yeah.
Allenby needs to be in a different Gundam. If Allenby had like her own Gundam, you think you said that being in a different Gundam.
Yeah.
If they used Allenby as like a main character in a Gundam storyline,
Yeah.
in the Gundam universe.
Yeah.
Not.
Oh my gosh, Allenby would have saved Camille. 100%. Having Allenby there would have pulled Camille out of that nonsense he got into.
Yeah. Well, not only that. Think about which one was. Think about how Rue was such a wasted character.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Camille. Yeah, it was such a wasted character. If I would like Rue being more like Allenby.
Yeah.
Give me something. I don't like her in the story, but I'm not a big fan of the story.
Right.
And the character Rain.
Yeah.
I'm just quit crapping on her.
No, she deserves better by far.
By far.
One of the most cathartic moments in the whole series when Domon says, "Sorry, I was a jerk." Like,
yeah. Finally. But it's a bad mess.
Well, and I mentioned this to you at the time, but I love G-Gundam. I hate these episodes. And the show itself says, hey, we don't care about these episodes because they completely forget Domon's sword. That is like central to his character arc. He's had it in every scene he's been in since the Guyana Highlands. And for just these episodes, they go, we're not even going to model it on his back. Because, we got other stuff to focus on.
Yeah, this plot line would be great for a hour and a half 80s action flick.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd been great.
Mm-hmm.
For 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, for sure. I think too, when you take like the core story, the actual core story begins in Shinjuku. Hits the Guyana Highlands, and then takes a break up until the end of the arc we're in right now. Cut everything else out, and you could still manage a 20-episode short series.
Yeah.
But I love the characters in G-Gundam. This is just not good. It's not good G-Gundam. It's definitely not good Gundam.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not Gundam at all. A lot of the complaints are not exactly the same, but the complaints that I would lodge against G-Gundam, because I want a Gundam series. I want something in the Universal Century.
Right.
I want something, and like coming off Igloo, where we're getting these personal stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly, Dari. It doesn't need to be near as long as it is.
Just don't make it Gundam.
Just don't make it Gundam.
Yeah.
Inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Inspired by. And they're not called Gundams.
Right.
But a lot of in the ways that G Gundam is not Gundam, is like Fallout 4 is not Fallout.
Right.
It's all these little things over and over again. And then on top of that, you kind of got this big line across the top. Right? I don't know.
I can't take it seriously whenever Domon is in trouble. Domon and Master Asia kicked a building into the air together. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for Domon and Master Asia being sick, cool martial artists. I'm here for Saichi doing a kamikaze, for YouTube's sake, technique that had him fighting without his arms. I'm here for all of that. Cut out everything else, and man, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it would make a lot more sense as a Super Robot show, Dark, because a lot of Super Robot shows, their piloting is not scientific at all. It's specifically designed to just be powered by willpower. A
Rose bits.
It doesn't have to make sense. It's just dumb.
They changed Rose bits to funnel spam.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, have to fight. Yeah, they're really inconsistent on the fight. Some of the fights are great. I think a lot of the imagery is great. A lot of the storyline is very tired, and it was really tired back then in '94.
Right.
because that is all 80s holdover. You know, those movies are in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of different stuff, but it's such a holdover. The idea of, okay, no, now you have learned the final technique.
Yeah.
Now you look from like 85 to like 89. One of my after school activities is watching Kung Fu theater.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
From that is the storyline in so many places.
Oh, yeah.
They're not, I don't know. But it's a kid show. I understand. It's just, really not a good Gundam.
I'm going to snooze the ad that's about to pop up. Can I just have a second to talk about Schwarzbrüder as a name?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You want to, I get it, it's a kid show, right? You want to go, hey, we want to have this twist. We want to have the reveal that Schwarzbrüder has Kyoji's face and has Kyoji's memories and has Kyoji's voice, and maybe he's Kyoji, and we're not going to tell you what's going on yet, but Rain recognizes him. And then you name him Black Brother. And it would be fine if it wasn't a series where people want to find out more about the cultures, right? But
yeah.
you put him in Germany.
Yeah. 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 You gotta. Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. I still love G-Gundam. This has not changed my love for G-Gundam, but I still think G-Gundam is its best when it's not the show and when it's being used in something else. Like the video games that use just bits of G-Gundam's story or some of the crossover stuff, that's all great, you know? Right? Oh, you mean he's using the shadows and his name is Black Brother?
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
But
we'll be finished soon.
Yep. By next week, if all goes to plan.
And I have got another show to watch. I have to watch it. Dark, I'm sorry I haven't watched it yet. You know what I'm talking about. I will watch it.
After that is after G-Gundam anyway is Wing, and Wing is also not the Universal Century, so we will see if it passes your test where G-Gundam could not.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move into weeks.
All right, fine.
How's your week been?
All right, fine.
Oh, I turned off the chat. No, that's not what I was trying to turn off. I was trying to turn off Spoil Lubu. Sorry, chat. There you go.
I don't want to hear from you people anymore. Agree with me, Doc.
Then we'd never have a chat.
No, I still been I'm a little Fallout 4 kick. I've been doing that, modding up, try different things.
Yeah.
Just to just to be aggravated at the way, like a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like the modded community better than I do Bethesda.
Yeah. The after call.
Yes. Yeah. And straighten up a little bit. I didn't get to work this week. I wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. A thing every once in a while, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't get reamed out too much by my boss.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
In fact, my boss looked at me and goes, "Look, if you need to stay home, stay home."
That's good.
It's like, all right, I'm going to.
It's definitely more than a lot of people get.
Right. True. Well.
Yeah.
Really haven't done much. Got a bunch of questions together for the pop quiz. I kind of like the randomized.
Yeah, that was fun.
Randomized list. I got a bunch more of those, so I probably won't have to work on them so hard for next week.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Lotro Monday.
Yeah, yesterday was really fun with Immo Mondays.
Yeah, that was a good one. I thought.
Excited to see the rest of that story.
Yeah.
Gather the Rangers.
Yeah. This is one of the this is like one of the storylines. This is like one of my favorite storylines in the game.
Yeah.
Going to get the Dunedain back, Aragorn needs a Dunedain. Going through that. Which it kind of starts nice. Enjoy your dinner. Noodle it up, sir. Noodle it up.
Never heard anybody say that before.
Well, now you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? I got distracted by ramen.
Aragorn needed the Rangers.
Yeah, Aragorn needed the Rangers. We're trying to get it. Starts back in that zone before Moria.
Okay.
Really, because there's some groupings through there.
Right.
But I was very happy that that you recognized the name. Yeah, we're getting the boys back together.
Right, my boys.
Going through, so that was a lot of fun. Going through that. Looking forward to the next few weeks of that as we go down the river. It won't take us weeks to get down the river.
We don't have to sail in real time.
No, we don't have to sail it in real time. There's going to be a game one day, some survival game that is 1-for-1, like real time.
Yeah.
And it's like, cause I've got some predictions about it. Very soon we're going to see a 500 gigabyte game.
Yeah.
A half terabyte, and it won't be long after that there'll be terabyte games.
Yeah.
Storage will be the other one. But yeah, we're gonna have a real time game that goes over quite a long period of time.
Well, did you ever play Fuel?
No, I didn't.
It was a racing game for 360. It had an open world that you could explore, and it took 4 hours to get from one side of the map to the other.
Yeah, there's some that are very close because the I think it's in Forza Horizon, not the last one, but one of the early ones where it was more about tracks and not so much open world.
Yeah,
you go back and forth,
right?
When they do on that, and there is the 24-hour race.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll take you 24 hours. There's many that have that in that, but yeah, it's a 24-hour. It's not. Is it the Le Mans? It's a Formula One race. I don't remember. Anyway, so they're in there.
Okay.
But just a prediction at the end of talking about my week. How was your week there?
There is also desert. My week's been pretty good. I feel like I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I've been listening to The Infinite and the Divine.
Quiet time, huh? That's good.
And this is it's the audiobook about the Necrons from Warhammer 40K. And it is specifically about the unending rivalry between Trazyn the Infinite and Orican the Diviner. And these two people that have become machines and live forever, and time no longer matters to them, just their bitter rivalry with each other. And so, like, at one point, Trazyn has gathered his people together, and he's like, we need a plan to be able to overcome Orican and his tricks. And one of his guys says, okay, let's think about it for a second. And then the book just says, 10 years passed while they thought. It's like, yep, that's my boys right there.
Right. About Dark, I haven't been able to work on music here recently, but yeah, I am. Sometimes I'm up till stupid. Not all the time. Just getting caught out there. Sorry, I had to clarify.
You're good. Some of the most fun of it though is getting to see the Necron perspective is one you don't get a lot in 40K, and it's really hard to write anything lore-wise from the perspective of an unaging machine that used to be human and can remember what it was like to be human, but as the years go by, slowly some of those memories start to fade, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And timeless nemesis to hate for all eternity. Exactly, yeah. But it's really fun to see them fight like other races in there. Like at one point they wound up fighting the orcs, and a Lich Guard like smacks his shield and says that glory to the Nihalak dynasty. And the orcs just go like, whoo, and start hitting themselves with their own guns because they're getting ready to have a good time fighting. Like, yeah, this is good stuff. This is fun. It's completely stupid, and I love it. Just these two old men desperately trying to get one over on the other.
You're a shut.
So it's really fun so far. And then I finished Final Fantasy 16.
Very good.
I haven't recorded the audio for the review yet. I was going to do it today, but I didn't want to do it in the oven, so I'll probably do it tonight. But really, really fun. Really wound up liking it. I think it overstayed its welcome in places, but the story wound up being really good, and the music was incredible. Like, every Final Fantasy game has a great track for the final boss.
The music's always been pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you this, and this is the only thing I will say. At one point in the final boss theme, they play the Final Fantasy main theme in minor.
Okay, I heard that. But they do change it.
Yeah, it comes back up to major when the heroes start winning in the cutscene. But
yeah,
like, ooh, just for that little moment, it's like, oh, that doesn't sound right, and it hurts me in my soul. But also, it kind of sounds good still.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Okay.
Major and minor are the exact same thing.
Okay.
And I will you got a piano you can look at sometime, right? You can see the keyboard. You know where middle C. I don't know your musical acuity, so but you know where middle C is?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know if you go from on the white keys, if you go from C to C, that's one octave, right?
Yeah, that's an octave.
Okay. That's without hitting any black keys, that's a C major scale.
Right.
If you go down and start on the A and go from A to A, not using any black keys, just the white keys.
Right.
That's the A minor scale.
Right.
Right. The same way for G and E minor, F and D minor.
Right.
Exact same notes.
Yeah.
Just what you key off of.
Yeah.
It
just resolves back up into major after the.
Yeah. Let's do that. It's how the notes are spaced, the steps between them, and all that good stuff. I'm not sure. That's exactly what they did. I know what you're feeling from that, because I went and listened to it after you said that.
Right.
It is different. I'm not 100% sure it was just that.
Right.
It's probably something so simple. It probably is just that.
Yeah.
Kind of give it a different feel. And then you get into modes and things like that. But it's definitely done well.
Yeah. They know how to write music. That's.
If I'm not mistaken, prologue is the same.
Yeah.
They put two notes underneath it, like harmonies underneath it,
right,
to change the feel of it.
Yeah, they've
always done good with music.
They did some really clever stuff there. They used a couple FF14 tracks as well, because it's some of the same team making it, and inverted the scale on a couple of those as well to just really. Like, hey, it's like this, but a little different, you know?
Yeah.
And it's...
Change it. Yeah. Final Fantasy's always done pretty well with music. If nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. for all the missteps over the years, Final Fantasy 13 has a great soundtrack. I've seen people say they don't. It's like, look, I get you don't like that game. Go listen to Pulse. Go listen to Samba de Chocobo. Like, they have that music is incredible. It's okay to not like 13, but don't just write off the music.
Yeah. It's good. Even in the like the older ones on the 8-bit system, they just use good solid sounds into their music.
But no, I really liked it. I'm excited to put the review together, and I think it's going to be tough to get my thoughts across, because the more time I'm away from it, the more I like the characters, and the more I wish that the game hadn't been quite so long to get to those good character beats.
Well, you were doing all the side quests.
Yeah.
Are there characters you would? More likely, there's characters that you would have missed if you'd have went
Yeah,
straight.
there absolutely are.
Gotcha.
And I think they could have woven that into the main story a little bit easier without, hey, I didn't necessarily have to go do the 30 side quests that unlocked this one side quest to get this really good moment with this character.
Yeah. I was trying to think that was 7 the first time they did that, because you have to go on a side, because you can. There's one character you can totally miss, the vampire.
Yeah, Vincent Valentine. 6 did that too, though. 6 where you could completely miss Umaru and go.
Okay.
But I think it was just like it started with 6 and then 7 did it. But up until that point, no, it was all. I guess 4 you could for a limited time go back and get Gang.
Yeah.
But he didn't stay, so it wasn't like it was you get a party member forever.
Right.
But I've also been playing Trails into Reverie, and I finished Act 1 on that.
All right.
This one's a weird one. This one doesn't just go, hey, here's our main character. We're going to go from his perspective. This one goes, we're going to introduce a Trails walking mode, where it sounds like walking, not what they mean. Weird use of language. It means you can switch between 3 different main characters in 3 different parts of the world to see the story and what's going on with them. And you get to choose which ones you want to do them in, but you have to do them all.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting way of doing it. The series has never done something like this before. So
yes, but will they meet up at the end?
I'm sure they will. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really slow at the start because they can't just go like they normally do and go, okay, we're gonna set up a big story thing, and then now you have some free reign to go find out information about it because you have 3 different paths. So you do big story thing, and you go do a little bit of information gathering, and then you switch to the next character, and it's big story thing, and so the pacing is really off from what I'm used to.
Okay,
but I'm enjoying being able to just switch over and go, kind of bored of what's happening right here, right now. I'm going to switch over here and get some more context about what's happening in the greater world. But we'll see.
We shall see.
And then I've also been working on Guild Wars 2, Iceborne Saga, that's it. For the new expansion that's coming out there. And it starts off really sad. It's just really sad. You start a new expansion and they go, hey, these characters you like? It's like, yeah, we're not going to do anything to them, I guess. But we're going to kill some people that are really close to them and make them have to deal with that loss at the start of the expansion. Like, oh, I was hoping for happy good times here, but...
How do you want to start the new game? Hey, have you seen...
Yeah, pretty much. There's a character that I really like, and she loses a family member early on in the main story, right? So it's not, I'm not saying any names, but it's not really a spoiler. But within 4 missions into this expansion, she's having to confront a ghost version of her dead family member, and while a voice speaks into her head and tells her that she's not good enough and it's her fault that person's dead. And it's like, look, this is not what I want for these people. I want these people to be happy. I don't... It's the reason I'm not watching Sense8 right now, is because I want those characters to be safe. And right now, I'm in the perfect bubble where everybody's okay right now. But at some point, I'm going to have to pull that Band-Aid off and watch the next episode, and they're not going to be okay.
Not saying anything.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I understand.
Finish it.
But I will. I gotta force myself to pull the Band-Aid off. But that's pretty much been my week. I played a little. I guess I did play Skyrim. I should probably talk about that for the Friday stream. Turns out your mod list helped a lot, and Skyrim's kind of a fun game. So.
Right on.
I'm gonna play more of that at some point.
Anybody watches it after a little while, be like, "Wait a minute, this isn't Skyrim." It's fine.
Yeah, it's still Skyrim, sorta. But that's pretty much been my week.
Hold on.
Trey the Trey audiobook stream, yeah, pretty much. Look, Mind of Thrax's story was legitimately, it got me. I didn't think it would. I put that book down. I had to go back. It got me. So, we'll move into reviews.
All right.
Got some fun stuff today, I think. But first, I got to take Faith and Will off the Ice Cream Wall of Fame.
Get him off there.
Gotta earn it. Oh, I gotta change your name on this stream too. I forget. I have to do that on every one of them.
What?
Yeah, Will redeemed a name change earlier. You've been Hurry Up Rungren this whole time.
Oh. I refuse. I will not be bullied.
That's fair.
All right.
Waverly just immediately 86.
Yeah.
So our first game is Might and Magic Clash of Heroes Definitive Edition. And we normally don't do ports. This is less a port and more of like a complete overhaul of the game. Because this was a DS game.
Yeah, Might and Magic has been on everything.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion.
It has been released on Switch, PS4, and PC, which are weird platforms. Like just PS4, PC, Switch, not Xbox, not PS5. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder what I really makes me wondering what engine they're using. I'm trying to remember the last Might and Magic game I played.
Well, and this one is specifically a match 3 puzzle game.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't that one.
With a story.
Because there's Might and Magic, there's Heroes of Might and Magic.
Right.
I don't know, there's a bunch of them. I'm going to go 82.
Okay. Wow, you lost the stream completely during the pop quiz and just now got it? We're having some weird issues tonight on people's ends. I'm showing no drop frame so far, but
72 then. Okay.
Oh. What score did you say? I'm sorry, I got distracted by the...
I said 82. We've got a 86, 81. Score change to 72.
Okay. Score is 79.
He changed the score. Let's change the score, though.
Yeah, so Remas doesn't get that one. Nope.
You're supposed to go with your gut. Your first original instinct was correct.
So close, Remas. So I got a couple blurbs for you. This first one is from Lords of Gaming. It says, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes Definitive Edition is pretty much everything you want in a Definitive Edition and more. The team reworked multiple things in the game and provided refreshes of characters. They took the time to rebalance multiplayer by banning certain artifacts. The visuals, animations, and graphics seem leagues better than the previous game. I wish I could have gotten into some online multiplayer, but even without that, you can see how much the work they put into improving different aspects. Battles are always great, with multiple depths of strategy that always provided unique experiences. Would have liked to see one or two more modes, especially having the campaign battle puzzles in a separate mode. So, interesting blurb. I think I might have spent, not trying to blurb shame, but I think I might have spent a little bit more time talking about how I couldn't get into the multiplayer. That, you know.
Yeah, don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Yeah.
Actually, blame you entirely. Go with your first instinct.
Right? Poor Remas. Well, why though? Says, when at its best, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes Definitive Edition delivers an enjoyable fantasy tale that's accompanied by a unique gameplay system. However, overly random elements mar the player's sense of agency, within these battles, greatly diminishing the thrill of victory and leaving them wondering if each defeat was truly deserved. There were 17 reviews, by the way.
Okay. Or now I'm kind of liking that 72 cents. Completely gone.
Yep.
I'm going to say 74.
Okay.
Right. too much. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling that for the score for the recommended. For sure.
The score is 69%.
A little bit lower than I thought, but all right.
Yeah, not too bad, but not too great either. Next up, we have Pikmin 4.
Oh man. This is it's kind of a pillar game. Very proud of the was it Pikmin 3 that was used as a show off for the PlayStation?
No, for the Wii U.
Wii U. Okay. Pikmin 3. I know it was a show off game.
Yeah.
The previous version was a show off game. Oh. Of course, it's kind of got a following.
Yeah, Pikmin, like, not one of the franchises you expected way back in the day to become one of Nintendo's big pillars, but it kind of did. Like,
yeah. It's like if I was coming through with, Lemmings 4.
Right.
A classic game. The 84.
Okay. I keep wanting to do the Animal Crossing music in my head.
Fair enough. It's so hard not to do Jeopardy theme when I'm asking you questions.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. The score is 88.
Okay. Okay.
Now, out of 57 reviews, I have 2 blurbs for you.
Okay.
Daily Mirror says, most of all, Pikmin 4 is just an exceptionally polished game. That's the pinnacle of the series to date, and you can feel the love and attention poured into every inch of it. Pikmin 4 is the most ambitious Pikmin entry to date, and truly feels like an endeavor worthy of the 10-year wait.
Okay.
But the Gamer says, Pikmin 4 isn't quite the best game in the series, but it's certainly the most confident. With this new entry, Nintendo has decided to wipe away much of the past tedium in favor of ensuring moment-to-moment gameplay is more enjoyable than ever. But eradicating its past frustrations also removes much of the challenge and depth from the game's battles and puzzles. Commanding its multicolored armies and pilfering this planet of its treasures while gathering a motley crew of comrades kept me enraptured for hours. Just don't come into this expecting the harsh journey back home to be a little more than a leisurely stroll.
Okay. 76.
All right.
Really high.
Must have sticking with that 72.
It's gonna come up sometime. It's got to.
Score is 98%.
All right, fine.
The blurbs did not sound like that, and I didn't read a couple of the blurbs because they're like a sentence, just, this is a good game, or exceptionally made. Like, no, I'm not reading those blurbs. If it goes on sale, it never will because it's Nintendo, but if it goes on sale, I might have to pick this one up.
Fair enough.
Finally, for reviews, we have Remnant 2. Remnant from the Ashes 2. Just did. It's true, I did just now read those blurbs, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't say who said them.
I think the first one did really well.
Yeah, the first one was like a fan favorite niche game that had some big polarizing issues that kept it from being like scored in a lot of people's goatees. A lot of people still put it in their goatees anyway that year. But I'm one of them. I've really liked that game.
88.
Okay. The score is 81.
Okay.
It's the Dark Curse every time. 1 point off. So, as always, I have 2 blurbs for you.
Okay.
The first one is from Saving Content that says Remnant 2 is a deeply imaginative, incredibly well-designed game that will excite and thrill you repeatedly. It's incredible to play with friends, and it's an adventure unlike almost anything else I've ever seen, except for Remnant from the Ashes. Remnant 2 builds on the template set out by its predecessor and pushes it to amazing new heights, and it is everything you could ask for from a sequel and so much more.
Pretty high praise.
But PC Invasion says if you're searching for a game to play with friends, Remnant 2 can provide an entertaining experience, but you should consider other options if you want to play alone. Although the graphics and storyline may not be awe-inspiring, the dynamic generation feature turns Remnant 2 into a game you and your friends can enjoy for an extended period, resulting in one of the most replayable games of the year. Still, I was disappointed with the long-awaited sequel due to frustrating character mechanics, outdated visuals, and lack of a compelling story to connect with.
Okay.
For anybody that doesn't know, these games have a weird but cool, in my opinion, procedural generation where when you make your character, you generate an entire world. Other people can join your world and fight your bosses. You can join their world and fight their bosses. But every drop is predetermined when you create your character.
That's kind of, not exactly, it's kind of how the original Diablo was.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
Right. I'm stay with my 88.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a game you should be playing online. What do you mean that's not how the first game worked? In the first game, your character, like, you could reset the world, but you had your world, and then you could reset the entire thing, but you couldn't just go fight. Like, if you went back out into the world, the other bosses wouldn't spawn. You had to reset everything and start from the beginning to be able to fight the other bosses, or go into someone else's world to be able to fight the other boss.
Oh, I'm just saying it's you create instances.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're just playing like in your world, not making, it's resetting the world. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay,
but so. What score did you say? I'm sorry.
88. Welcome back, Willie.
The score is... Come on, Trey. 86%. No, yeah, you don't have to start from scratch. It sets everything in the world, and you restart the world. You don't have to restart your character. Right.
Did Will get that?
Will did get that, yes.
Congratulations on the ice cream.
Will is the only person tonight that gets ice cream, and he gets it right after he comes. Well, no, he's not the only person, because Waverly is also on the ice cream board because it was an 86.
Yeah.
I feel like when you play Life and somebody's a cop and you have to remember it rolled a 10.
Yeah.
So that you get, it's like I have to, every time it's 86, I have to stop and go, whew, this is important.
That's great.
But yeah, that is maybe I wasn't clear the first time with how I said it, Dark, but you are correct. You restart the world, you don't restart your character. Your character persists and can go between different worlds.
Okay.
And that's how it works in the second game as well. But the world itself is predetermined when you make that world. You reset it, it predetermines everything again. Congratulations on your ice cream. See who gets ice cream next week. As we move into announcement. That's okay, Waverly. I don't blame you, honestly. 86, it works. When it works, it works.
Yeah.
Which is a nothing statement, but you know.
Works 100%, 40% of the time.
Right? Oh, nice. 2 ice cream after Rob.
Yes, I should talk about it in weeks. Just watch that through.
Bring it up during plugs.
All right.
But yeah, I agree with you, Dark. I think it's an interesting system, but that's why I said it's weird but cool, because it means if you want everything, you're not going to get everything.
Yeah.
Not fun. I see somebody else with a cool weapon. I want that weapon. So, our first announcement is a weird one.
Okay.
Because at first when I saw it, I didn't think it was real. And I had to do some digging because it wasn't announced by Falcom. But it is correct. The Ys and Trail series are both getting TTRPG systems. The first game is going to be called Ys Age of Heroes, which is a fantasy TTRPG set in that world, where you take on a role of heroes that are following the main character, exploring dungeons the main character's been through, and trying to like clean up things behind them. Which sounds like a cool idea. I don't know how well that's going to be executed, but it's an interesting premise. You're not the hero, you're just following after what the hero has done. The Trails one, however, is a complete, like, TTRPG. You're in Zemuria. You have the whole world, you know. And all of this is being done by Prometheum Books. So, hopefully that's a really cool system. I would love to have the books for that and have lore from the games be in there, you know. Hopefully it's set after the main games and not during. But
yeah,
either way, that's a cool thing that just is happening. I have no idea what the classes will be. I mean, there's a lot of options, but like, the games don't use classes, you know? On my reaction to AC6, there's a couple of them. Some people are really mad at me for some of those reactions, but, you know, that's normal. Mad about all kinds of stuff. This is a fun one. This is a fun announcement. I'm really, really excited about this. Sea of Stars is day one Game Pass, right?
okay.
But also PlayStation Plus. Oh. So for the first time, and I don't know if this is because of the handshakes that have been going on between Microsoft and Sony lately, for the first time a game is coming to both, where if you're a part of either membership, you can play it on day one at the same time, which is August 29th.
Power of an independent studio.
Yeah. So, I think that's really cool. I hope that it is the future of this, where things can get picked up by both without either one signing an exclusivity deal.
I doubt it.
I doubt it as well, but I want to believe.
Yeah.
But I thought that was just a cool thing.
What's different? It's not with all the news about, you know, buying and lawsuits and all that. It is a little bit surprising.
Yeah. I did see the Verniers. I did. But that's all we really had for announcements. Just, I think that's cool. And the other one, we don't have any of the information about how it's going to work, but it's coming at some point. You better believe I'll find some way to get those books. Let's get into the news. Gundam Evolution is dying. And it's dying quick.
Yeah.
So, Gundam Evolution, the service for Gundam Evolution will end November 29th.
This is a gotcha, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be, and it's loot box dependent. It is Overwatch, but with Gundam skins. And it is very loot box heavy, battle pass heavy. It's not, and like, you could tell me, hey, skins for Gundams, and I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that could be really cool. Like, give me the Burning Gundam, but what if Allenby was the pilot, so it's in her colors, you know, or what if Chibi? But no, it's just like camo, or technical camo.
Yeah.
Or pink. Not even like specific character pink, just like a salmon pink.
You know, for the ladies.
I guess so. It feels so weird. It feels like a game that should have been made when Overwatch first came out and was big. Like Overwatch 1, you know? And then it wasn't. and it came out now, and it wasn't made by. I'm not gonna say it wasn't made. I was about to say it wasn't made by Gundam fans. It feels like it was made by Gundam fans, but then they were forced to make an Overwatch clone. Because, like, the Zeta and the Messer can still transform, right? The Masala. They can transform still. The different suits have stuff that is appropriate for them to have. Like, research was done, but then, yeah, there's no weight to it. It feels like Overwatch. There's very few maps. And they've released, like, 4 new suits since it came out last year.
Look. I was going to do that. Just please give me Gundam skins for Zone of the Enders. Okay?
Yeah, 100%.
That would work a lot better.
Oh, that seems like a problem, right? Yeah. Now, in this statement, they did put out their roadmap before the game goes out. So, I don't know why they didn't just announce they were going to end it that day, but they're stopping the coin sales for the premium currency. It's the equivalent of giving house guests the 1 week old left. Yeah, pretty much. We just wanted a Gundam game, and even the people that are so hungry for a good Gundam game that they're playing gacha still won't play this Gundam game. It's a good game. Zone of the Enders is a good game, but
very dated.
Yeah,
it is dated, but like I don't know the fighting of it. I could see it. That will work. That would be a perfect baseline for fighting in space with the Gundam.
Yeah. I hope so, Faith. I hope so. But they announced this earlier in the week, right? Last week. But, yeah, it's fair, Dark. Yeah, I understand, Remas. But it's not until literally tomorrow that they're ending the premium currency sale. They're ending the ability to buy the escape pods, the cap pods, the ticket pods. So for the rest of the week, you've still been able to buy all that stuff. Even though the game's dying and they announced that it was ending. The season pass is still coming out. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm saying there's still gonna be some people that are like, you know what? I haven't spent any money on it. I wanted to, I never did. Fine, I'll do it before it shuts down.
Yeah.
I'll get some cool stuff before I quit.
Yeah. If only there was cool stuff in the game. But all of that's getting shut down. Season pass is still coming out because season 5 is still happening. They're going to do a balance adjustment, and they're going to increase the amount of points that people are able to get by playing, so you can get supply pods for points, and you can get your loot boxes that way. Then August 23rd, they're going to add Zeta Gundam, which, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be able to transform into its mobile armor form and everything. A new map, and another new map, so 2 new maps. They're also then going to bump up again the amount of points that you can earn. Why not just look, your game's dying. Just go ahead. You're turning off pay currency. Just make it the max amount from the beginning. They're also then going to stop the ability to buy the season pass with premium currency. You're only going to be able to buy it with points. Then on the 25th of October, they're going to add the camphor. They're going to make it where you can't buy anything with real money. On the 25th of October, the game's shutting down on the 29th of November, let me remind you. Then they're going to raise the amount of points you can get again. And then finally on November 29th, they're going to shut the game down. Yep. Journey to Jaburo, Gundam versus Gundam, Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, Zionic Front. All incredible games. It bothers me that they're like, yeah, the game's shutting down, but every month we're going to increase the amount of points you can earn, so keep coming back to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not just bump them up from the beginning? So. Yeah, and because it's an all-only game, when the service ends, the game will no longer be playable at all. Nickel and time into the end. MS Saga is interesting. I have not played it myself, but I've... And I know normally I give you a sandwich, but this time I'm giving you the bad first, and then I'm going to bring you up with some good news. So, to follow up the death of Gundam Evolution, I have more bad news. Games Workshop is killing old Space Marines. And this is not a surprise, right?
In the home. They deserve to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Don't kill them.
These are really old scopes, you know? About half of what I was saying before that. I'm saying that I've seen some streams of it, but I've never played it myself, but it looks interesting. We all knew this was going to happen, that they were going to get rid of these Marines, right? The old Marines. Some of these sculpts are like 20 years old. They haven't been updated. They're not going to get updated. They came out with the Primaris line. That's the new hotness. They're going to get rid of these things. That's not why this is news, because that was all going to happen at some point. And they even gave rules for like, hey, you can still use your assault squads. You just run them as Vanguard veterans anymore, because they don't count as assault squads because we don't have assault squads in the index anymore. But 10th edition just came out last month, and they did put them in there. And that's the problem. Because they put them in the 10th edition index for 1 month and kept selling them when they intended to retire them. So there are people that just bought them because they were in the index that were waiting for 10th edition to see if they'd be in there, to know if they'd be playable. Well, if they're playable in 10th edition, then probably still going to be around for another edition. And then they just put out, like, last week, the Legends index for stuff that's not in the main index, but you could still use the rules. Those weren't in there either. But then suddenly, well, and they're gone now. You can't play with these in tournaments anymore. And it's like, come on, man. Like,
those two companies remind me more and more of each other. Games Workshop and Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, I agree. Games Workshop hasn't yet reached the Pinkerton level, but
yeah. But okay, you're making business decisions just for business sake.
Yeah,
no customers in mind.
Yeah,
you know,
this would have been such a simple thing. Don't put them in the index. And when people go, well, I can't play with my assault squads because they're not in the index. Well, they're going to be in Legends. Or run them instead as the Vanguard vets.
Right. Well, see, that's why it confused me, because that seems like the answer.
Yep.
Is you have these models, but now they don't count as that. They count as this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know the game.
Right.
So I can't use the terminology for it, but like, it seems like, hey, it almost like you can go to a game like, hey, no, you can't use those Space Marines because they're not wearing the new armor.
Yeah.
It seems like that simple. You know, I don't know. It just seems dumb.
Yeah, and it has affected a lot of stuff with sales, because there's I don't talk a lot about other 40K YouTube channels, but like Morty and Glory put out a thing where he was like, look, I'm done. I just bought these because they were in the index. I'm done, you know? Like,
yeah.
It just is dirty, and it's something I'm really not happy about. There was no reason to put them in the index. And I saw some people coping and saying that, well, maybe it's just two different sections of the company that knew what was going to... Like, well, it should be the rules team that decides this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's no... I don't know.
No, Wizards has done some other stuff with Magic that's pretty close, but...
No, it's... There was a time... And, like, Games Workshop is just 40K now, it seems like.
Well, they still make Battle for Middle-earth, but...
Well, yeah, but, like, they used to make, dog it. Those they actually, you know, they usually get, like, board games you couldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Came from them.
Yeah, now they make 40K board games.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me really upset, too, because, like, yeah, I'm not going to run any of those. I got into 40K late, right? I don't have any of those models. I wasn't going to buy any of those models. I like the Primaris stuff. But that's still not a cool move. Like, an edition change is the perfect time to do that. And the fact that they waited a month, to me, says they only waited for the sake of selling more of those models.
Yeah.
You know,
but
just...
Like, good morning, buddy.
I saw dark. Thank you. I saw dark. You know how hard it is to sing when you're frustrated. But I'll give you a list of the units just in case you're watching this and you don't know, so you don't buy them because you can't use them. It is attack bikes, bike squads, scout bike squads, land speeder storms, stalkers, hunters, ironclad dreadnoughts, assault squads, company commands, scouts with sniper rifles, librarians, tech marines with servitors, and thunderfire cannons, which is 15 different models.
All right.
You didn't have to do it this way.
No, it's rather cheap, and look, I got nothing against 40K, and people I love it. And it really kind of sucks for the people who've been playing a long time, and because you're not going to have one, right? If you're an ardent fan of these models, you're not going to have just one. It's not taking one little thing and going, all right, well, that not using that anymore. It's scooping up off the table, quite an investment, and going, all right.
Absolutely. I agree. Most of them probably had at least 3. But the good news, at least, I guess, is this means they can make more stuff they want to sell us.
Yeah.
And I get it to a point, because the Space Marine line is really, really big. There's 138 things in the Codex. That's way too much. But this is not the way to handle that.
Yeah, no, it's not. But it'll backfire. It'll play. People don't like being treated like they're just a wallet.
And the only real positive that I see is that if you don't play Space Marines, this doesn't affect you at all. Your armies don't get updated, which sucks, but at least you don't lose them.
It's a weird game.
This one's gonna be really fun to do in sync mode. But I'm gonna try and bring the mood back up with Grim Dawn. So for anybody that doesn't know, Grim Dawn is a Diablo-like.
Okay.
Hasn't had an update for a while, but they're putting out a new one because they're mad at Diablo 4. Oh, thank goodness the 3 minutes are up. Okay. So, Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn hasn't had an update for a while, but they said, hey, RPGs kind of suck right now, so we'll put out this update so people can play a good one. Specifically, oh, go ahead, please. Save me.
I was going to say, that's a novel idea, putting out stuff that people actually enjoy, putting some thought into it.
Yes, I wish everyone would do that. So the big stuff coming in this update is not really that big by a lot of people's comparisons, but an auto pickup radius can now be bigger. Guess what game has that problem?
There's a few of them I can think of.
It's pretty clear that the devs made this update in response to Diablo 4. They specifically state in this update that the best part is you can play it offline.
Yes.
That they've set... Oh, go ahead, please.
I don't know if we could talk about a good company for a little bit. We've gone through Games Workshop, Wizards of the Coast, Blizzard.
They specifically state that they've made a new difficulty scale that allows you to play the entire game on whatever difficulty you want to play it on, which may not seem like a big thing, but remember that this is a small studio. and before the game had a set difficulty.
Okay.
You can now scale things up to level 100 as well, so you can keep playing even at max level in the old areas, which is fun. They have completely overhauled the nullification mechanic, which was a thing they used to try and make it where people were not able to fight as well by nullifying some of their gear. People hated that, so they fixed it.
Yes.
They also fixed some problems with mods, where modders were having trouble with specific characters. They fixed those characters just for those modders' sake.
That's awesome. They conspire against you.
It seems that I am doomed.
I came to laugh at you.
Just
They specifically have a really fun bit in their patch notes about a GIF from the start of The Princess Bride, where he opens up the storybook, and it's very clear they're referencing a cutscene at the start of Diablo 4.
look. They get bonus points for referencing Princess Bride.
I agree. They also added some accessibility options, which I wanted to highlight. They let you disable night and day cycle if it bothers you. They let you disable the fog. And they also let you tweak the visual colors for legendaries.
Customization never hurt.
So all in all, I think it's pretty good when people make games for their fans.
Don't buy it too long before my corner.
That's true. You'll have wasted your points. The last bit of news is going to be really fun to do this way, but WoW players beat the AI. So, on the World of Warcraft subreddit, there's a group of players that talk about new features, and they have been catching a few articles written by a website that use a lot of their specific exact dialogues between each other. Why are you all like this? So, having figured out that this website was copying them, and that they were pretty sure it was just an AI trolling through the forums to find news, because this exact person that doesn't exist was putting out 10 articles a day, they decided to play a little trick, which reached some senior devs. And they started talking about a brand new feature called Glorbo. Glorbo would revolutionize World of Warcraft forever. You had to find the mandatory item, Click-Clack. You had to defeat Quackion, the aspect of ducks. And you would find the small cozy island of Zoop. Now, of course, none of this is in the game. None of it was planned. But a senior developer decided to tweet it out. And how excited he was to be able to talk about Glorbo finally. In no time at all, this website put up an article all about Glorbo. How it was going to change everything for WoW. The website has refused to comment on any inquest.
You don't know how to use AI.
And the WoW subreddit has won again.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Nice little prank. I think that I enjoy that.
Yeah, I think that was one of the smartest things they could have done to trick that AI once they figured out that it was.
Yeah. No, no, it needs to be called out. AI is very useful.
Hmm?
It's just like anything else that humans come in contact with that can be useful, they're going to abuse it.
Yeah.
You know? So.
I just thought that was really funny. I know we don't talk a lot about WoW because I'm not a big fan of Blizzard, but this was not WoW themselves. This was.
Right. This is Blizzard getting made, or WoW getting made fun of in a way.
Yeah. Also, I will go ahead and name the name of the website, just in case anybody wants to not follow it for news because you can't trust it, and that is Z League. So.
Yeah.
Cannot trust it.
No. I think, and I really hate this because there's nothing AI can do. You know, it's an AI.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful, very useful tool. It's just, that's not what it's going to do. And using it for that is pretty stupid. Anyway.
But yeah, that's Glorbo.
Well, and like the, Trey mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, you know, went into an AI and said, what are some ideas or topics to talk about on a podcast for, say, during this thing? It'll give you a pretty good list.
Hmm?
There'll be a few things on that list that you're going to be like, yeah, that's stupid.
Right.
You know, because it's not going to register they're stupid, but it'll give you a couple of good ideas. And then you, as a human, you take those ideas and you move on from them. Right?
Yep.
You don't, okay, write my news articles for me. No.
Yeah. Not a good idea. All right. Well, let's throw it over to Rundgren's Corner.
All right. Let's start this off with a happy birthday. And today is Matt LeBlanc's birthday.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he's he's not watching. I'm sure he's he's doing a living somewhere off the Friends residuals, right?
Yeah.
That trying to forget the sitcom Joey.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not that, but he's 56 years old today. I'm sure he'll catch up. So when he does, I'm sure he watches when his free time. That he'll catch up. Happy birthday, sir! Happy birthday to you. I've got a story for you tonight, and it's about surfing.
Okay.
Right? There's a place off Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz has got real rocky shores.
Right.
The place off there is called Streamer Lane. And a lot of this is like a great place to ride. The waves are good. It's a great place to ride, right? The lots of surfers go up there on that. It's become kind of a rough place to go. I mean, for years it's been like one of the top surf spots, right?
Right.
We can go and surf. Yes, we get to go here. Cool. But it's kind of losing its shine because people are getting their surfboards stolen.
Oh.
Yes, and any confirmed reports of injury. But they get their surfboard stolen, and not only do they get their surfboard stolen, after it's stolen, the culprit rides the surfboard like in front of them, and sometimes will even like mess up parts of it. Yeah. So I don't know if the female otter that is doing this has a name. Because I don't speak otter, and I haven't seen an interview with the otter to try to get answers yet. But apparently this otter has been confronting surfers and kayakers. So videos across social media show the otter hoisting itself out of the ocean and onto the boards. While there's nothing the surfers can do, a couple times she's actually chewed up the boards. Like if the surfer doesn't get off or like doesn't give up the board, she'll chew up the board.
Wow.
The surfers decide to surrender.
Yeah.
Smart. Surrender the board altogether, which is then taken by said otter.
Wow.
Like I said, there's been no confirmed reports of injuries. But they have been warnings for kayakers, surfers, anybody swimming out there that, this is her territory.
Yeah.
She is the boss and she runs the area.
I thought otters didn't like the ocean.
There's ocean otters. There's there's different kinds of otters. River otters.
Okay.
Saltwater otters.
Did not know that. Who are you?
Right. And look, otters are not nice. Okay. Otters aren't good. I know they look cute. They are not good. As per usual, if I'm talking about an animal and trying to convince you that they're not nice, go watch National Geographic video.
Yeah, right. Okay. I did
Um,
not believe you at first, and then I checked out Casual Geographic. I'm that guy on the street. I didn't believe in this product, but
Yeah,
but it's
right?
true though.
Oh, check it. The otters, yes. There's I'm gonna call out a guy here. There's a guy, a photographer named Mark Woodward, and I'm bringing him up because he is 60 years old, and he has been photographing the otters in this area for years, and this is the very first time he's seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And I promise you, he has seen some disturbing things.
I'm sure.
If he has been dealing with otters that long.
Man, this whole thing just sounds like otter madness.
Shut up, Trey. It's by the United States, the Fish and Wildlife Service. Their comment is that this behavior is very concerning and unusual.
I'm sure.
Though the exact cause is unknown, they're not sure if it could be associated with some kind of hormonal surges. Which really, a female otter, and you're going to go with hormonal surges on that?
Come on now.
Be a little bit careful here. Or it may be that because some people feed these satanic seed beasts.
Yeah.
So they get a lot of them. Now they are an endangered animal.
Right.
I do want to point that out. Ice cube water.
It is now. I drank it all. I thought about having a weird bit where it evaporated. It was so hot, but I was thirsty. I just drank it.
Okay. Update. This is otter, and this otter is known as 841, and it was actually born in captivity.
Oh. It's a rogue otter now.
Yeah, it was released in the wild in June 2020. It was born in captivity because its mother was removed because its mother was way too friendly with humans. They're going through it. They're going through a lot of things. And look, on the Fish and Wildlife Service, on their list at the very bottom, every list when dealing with an animal thing, maybe not always at the very bottom, but is euthanizing the animal.
Yeah.
And that is going to be on the list. I don't want to give that update.
Right.
I'd rather I didn't know. But they are trying some other things they may try. They may try to recapture it, maybe move it or something like that.
Right.
But right now, their big thing is they don't want anybody getting bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, chat, that would be a waste of points because I no longer have anything left here to drink.
I know. I'm out as well.
Completely dry.
Up so I can make me some coffee.
You know what you call a rogue sea otter?
I don't want to know.
A freebooter.
Okay. The Oy. But like I do want to emphasize this is an endangered animal.
Yeah.
They were until like before 1938, they were thought to be extinct.
Oh.
And a family unit of 50 were found in Big Sur. Now there's believed to be in the wild around 3,000.
Okay.
Not. But can I need to send you a picture.
Okay.
And maybe you can put that up. Because this is how serious it is.
Right.
If I can, yes, it went through. Okay, cool. Good. Yeah, there it is.
I'm not going to look at it yet. I'm going to save it and then put it on stream.
Okay.
Then I will look at it. Supposed to save it under downloads. Downloaded.
Copy paste.
That would have been smart. I don't think that'll actually show up. Like it'll do that thing where it blinks away. Here we go.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm taking it very seriously.
Oh boy.
We get the picture up.
Is
You got the
scared some people. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes. But you notice they went so far as to laminate it, this piece of paper, by all this water, and then put staples through it.
3 of them too. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 of them.
5, sir.
Not just like, hey, we put it up, but we put it up.
The actual place is known as Streamer Lane. It's along this place called West Cliff Drive in Santa Cruz. But yes, animals have tried taking over many other ways. This otter decided to go its own way, I guess.
Yep. Found her own way.
Yes. Give me that surfboard.
She wants to catch the gnarly waves, dude.
Yes. If you hang 10, she might bite one off.
All right. We will throw it over to your assignment then.
All right.
You finished Kill It With Fire.
Yeah. And didn't do much on Wednesday. I realized that I had beat the game, but that I did use just a flamethrower on a couple levels. That was kind of fun.
Nice. So as much as that game the first time brought a lot of joy, the closeout might not have been quite as strong as the opening. I feel like that's a game that has its premise, and that's all it is, really.
Yeah.
We do have 3 games today that hopefully one of them will bring you some joy.
Okay.
As always, chat on YouTube, 1, 2, or 3. On Twitch, you can vote on Twitch or say 1, 2, or 3. If you're going to vote one way, please don't vote the other way, because I have no way to know. But please don't say the name of the games, so that we can keep it a surprise. I'm excited. I think I know how the vote's going to go, but we'll see.
Looking sad.
Well, right now, there's only one vote that's come through at all. So, that game is winning right now. What do you mean they're named wrong? Oh, they are named wrong. Well, it's fine. You can see it. You can see them on screen. It's fine. The votes are pouring in now. Nobody cares, right? Where was Capricorn again earlier? The islands of Capricorn.
Island. Stop. Just
emotional damage.
Starting to get to where I can't see the bottom of the hole you're digging. Okay.
Look, I learned tonight that sea otters are a thing. Okay, that's all I care about. I'm excited.
Oh.
Well, normally I'd wait for the poll to end, but it's really clear what's won, so we'll just end the poll. Despite the fact that I typed Eternal Ashes, you're going back to Eternal Threads tomorrow.
All right.
I mean, despite the fact that the AI wrote Eternal Ashes.
The AI wrote that.
Yeah.
That's why.
Picture's supposed to match the title. Yeah. Two of them. Yeah, look. I wrote things wrong. Okay, yes, I will not deny this fact. One of them I wrote right.
Yeah, but it didn't win, did it?
No, it didn't. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I was typing them out and I was like, yeah, it's this one and this one. But it's not Eternal Ashes, and it's not the other one that I typed wrong. But it is Eternal Threads! Yay! Let's just all forget about my mistakes now and just, focus on. And I know it's not the same game. It's a different game.
Yes.
I think that was a Freudian slip, though, because that's one I've been wanting him to play for a long time. So I think that was just a Freudian slip. It still didn't win, but...
Or we shall see.
But, let's go to plugs. Let's go to plugs.
All right, fine. Do you have any? Plugs?
I don't, but I know you do.
Yeah, I was going to talk. I miss it in weeks. Got to watch Oxenfree 2.
Yeah.
I watched my love go through the game. I really like the first game, and it seems to keep everything from that game. I don't know that it's quite as got quite as many little tales.
Yeah,
go off in different directions. It got a few, obviously.
Right.
I don't know that it's as deep as the first one. Based kind of based on the ending.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I really do like those games, and the ending kind of comes around.
Okay.
Without giving anything away. It'd be kind of funny, Jacob, depending on who you're talking about.
That's true.
Yes. Because one is and one isn't.
Yeah. One's Irish.
Yeah.
I do have a plug, actually.
Okay.
It has just come to me. Martial Arts Journey on YouTube put out a series called the Ultimate Self-Defense Championship, which took 6 total martial arts YouTubers and put them in a championship to see who was best at self-defense. And the idea of it is a cool idea in and of itself, but they focused more on the self-defense side of things. So it's not just, hey, they fight each other. It's, hey, they have to get into scenarios where, they're at a movie theater and something's gone wrong, or stepped into a bathroom and something's gone wrong, and you know, it was cool. I really liked it, and it reminds me a lot of times that when we talk about protecting yourself, most of the time the answer is just run away, and if you can't run away, then the answer is try. Because most situations you don't actually want to try and fight anybody, I thought it was a really fascinating series to watch. Yeah, I mean, we could do a topic for 10 minutes, but I'm out of drink and you're out of drink, so it's up to you.
I'm going to get some coffee soon.
Okay. You want to do a topic then, or you want to just go ahead and get your coffee?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, I got some fun ones here.
All right.
Seconds having it. Yeah, pretty much.
Rubicon.
Armored Core. Fire of Rubicon. I assume that's what you're talking about. So, let's tackle soundtracks.
Okay.
What, when you think of soundtracks that have defined gaming, that put gaming and make people realize video games are not just video games, they are also a form of media that is worth respect.
Just a soundtrack.
Yeah.
I hate to do it, but I really gotta put there's gonna be some Nintendo titles that gotta go up there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, both those. Yeah.
Yep, Halo's got to be up there for sure.
Yeah, that was like a whole thing of like people in the bathroom doing the Halo thing. Songs. Yeah, Final Fantasy. We discussed Final Fantasy earlier, and they've got the history of the music. If nothing else, is usually pretty good in that.
Right.
You know, some of them. No, yeah, but churches for the acoustic. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, the like some of them, I remember. What is that game called? I think it's called Road Rash.
Okay.
I think it might be 3. It's a motorcycle racing game. And you punch the guys beside you.
Oh, Road Rage.
Road Rage, yes.
Yeah.
Road Rash, though.
Yeah.
It is a motorcycle game. It is a Road Rage.
Right.
But yeah, they've that and the early Tony Hawk's, they had a soundtrack. It was popular, or bands doing songs of the day.
Right.
And that became like a really big thing for a while.
It did.
And that really led into, I think, like the radio stations on like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that.
For sure. Right. I think we can't underplay like Mario though. Like that original Mario theme is timeless.
But yeah, I think that counts. I
do too.
Because there are quite a few games that is a highlight in the game.
Yeah. Far Cry 3, that Make It Burn Dim by Skrillex is like, that's the thing people remember from Far Cry 3,
Yeah. And Lotor has wonderful. I don't think enough play is a big enough game that it affects people, but another one, I hate to say it, but I kind of got to give it to him is what's that guy's name? Jeremy Skyrim?
Yeah. Yeah, Skyrim is for sure.
That soundtrack going through that. There's some games, like Dark saying that was that sometimes you can have a crap game, a great soundtrack, or there's highlights in that. I'm trying to think of some more. The Fallout one I would say is the Fallout 4, that first, though it's old.
Yeah.
But that dun dun dun.
Yep.
That first march up.
Yep.
Great.
I think visual novels absolutely count, and that's where I would bring up. This is one people don't talk about anymore, but Katawa Shoujo is a free-to-play visual novel that had a full soundtrack recorded by a pianist, and it's all piano music, and it is beautiful. That is a great soundtrack.
Yeah, I like the soundtracks from 3 and 4 for sure. Oh man, yeah, I know. I've got now in our in our conversations with people we know and stuff, and that we talk to outside, we've had the whole. You mentioned Mario earlier, and they got great songs, very catchy songs. They're just not theirs.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Is it Super Mario World Green?
Oh, I don't know for sure. I know what song you're talking about, but I don't remember which game it was introduced in.
It works perfectly for the game. Got great Mario games that had great music.
Yeah. I love Katawa Shoujo Dark. We're gonna have to talk Katawa Shoujo later. I didn't know you'd played that. I love that game. No, I think a good soundtrack elevates a game, right? But when we talk about genre defining soundtracks, we got to talk about Castlevania as well.
Yeah.
Like Bloody Tears alone is seminal now. Dracula's Castle.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because like in some games, technically we're talking about the score.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the soundtrack.
Right.
And I think that would go for like I mentioned Skyrim. Really, that should be the score.
Right.
Of Skyrim. It doesn't really have a soundtrack.
We got, of course, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Like, there is a reason they play the Fairy Fountain theme in Scott Pilgrim.
When it went to when Zelda went to the Super Nintendo, what was the first one on Nintendo?
First, it's A Link to the Past, right?
Possibly. I think so. Anyway, that it's not the soundtrack so much, but when you sat down with that game and like you went underground and you would hear the drip and it would echo the tunnel a little bit. That was it was so huge. You know, it wasn't necessarily the score of the soundtrack, it was sound design.
How have we not brought up Chrono Trigger? Do 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 do. Was that?
You'd call that one general defining?
Yeah, I think when you hear that start at the start of like a YouTube video or anything like that, just immediately sets the tone. Like, that's Chrono Trigger. This is people are going to recognize Corridors of Time. That could just be my bias, though, to be fair. But I love that soundtrack. That soundtrack's so good.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Metal Gear and Rising Revengeance. We want to talk about a game or a song that sells that game. Rules of Nature is, like, that's it.
Yeah.
People hear Rules of Nature and they go, hey, I need to play it. But again, that's more score. Same with Sonic Frontiers. People hear Undefeatable and they're like, hey, I got to play that game. Lily was my favorite.
Blind
one.
I would go back to the for like sounds, not just the thing. I would go back to like the first Metal Gear was definitely one.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, Metal Gear's got a few of them because Solid, Snake.
Yep.
As far as sounds go.
I think though, if we have to go with like just one, it's gonna be real hard for me not to say Halo.
Nah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
That's good. That's good. She was the blind one, Dark. Good, but man, that Halo orchestra completely like every game after that for a long time had orchestras, you know?
Yeah.
Because that was what they thought everybody wanted.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I don't know. That it's something I think is overlooked in games a lot, especially with the fidelity you can get now.
Yeah.
It's one thing when it was 8-bit bops and beeps and boops. And sort of, but especially with the fidelity you can get now, there's been some sweeping. One of the only good things about that Gollum game, was the soundtrack.
Yeah,
the score rather good. Yeah,
at least that one came with the soundtrack too. So I mean, you got something good out of it.
Yeah, it's runs for I think like 45 minutes. On that, it's the only thing in the game that feels Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's fair. I do think that just a quick call out for Ocarina of Time. A lot of people nowadays could still tell you what Epona's theme was or what Zelda's Lullaby was, you know?
Yeah, well, you're gonna from the very first one, you've got that yeah. You know, System of a Down redid Soul Link.
Yep.
Fill up hearts so you can shoot your sword with power.
Yep.
There's a few of them. There's some old school ones that kind of stand the test of time, but there's a lot of this all-in-one like we talk about the orchestral sound. Like you talk about Chrono Trigger or they're coming from Halo, where you have you can put the which is weird because it's great for Skyrim. It's okay in Fallout.
Yeah. Also, just quick shout out to Kingdom Hearts.
Well, a lot of people probably remember that. Yeah.
I love the trail soundtracks. Trail soundtracks are so good. I don't think I would call them genre defining. I think if I was to try and make an argument about like what makes them so good, it's the way that character themes are used as leitmotifs to carry through for the rest of the game for like big scenes. That's great, but it's not genre defining, Yeah.
It's hard to come up with like just I mean, there's a few that are those are genre defining for sure.
Yeah.
The a lot of games have just done so well in that aspect that they've held on.
Yeah. All right. Dynasty Warriors. I love Dynasty Warriors. I don't think Dynasty Warriors is a genre-defining soundtrack. If you ask people what their favorite song was in Dynasty Warriors, I bet most of them couldn't even tell you a name. And I say that as somebody that loves Dynasty Warriors. I can't tell you a name of a soundtrack of any song from Dynasty Warriors.
I don't know. It's also a good thing that composers have been getting a lot more over the recent years, more into the modern gaming.
Yeah.
Seeing composers get a lot more recognition.
Yeah. I feel like we should at least give a call out to Undertale. I know that soundtrack gets memed now because it's used in every YouTube video ever, but the soundtrack itself is really good. It is chiptune. It is 8-bit, right? 16-bit, not 8-bit, but it is 100% one where they put the time back in to write good music and then fed it into the chiptune.
See, but there's a bunch that you don't know the name of, or I don't know the name of, that like, man, that set a tone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a game to do that. Contra.
Oh, for sure. Bum, 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 bum.
But when then it goes, or the like that fast stuff.
Yeah.
I
can feel that music in my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, soundtracks are good.
Yeah.
Soundtracks are very good. You will hear very often in YouTube videos where I am talking over B-roll footage, music of Trails or Chained Echoes or Final Fantasy or anything like that. And again, thanks to all of those devs that allow us to use their music and don't copyright strike us. I really appreciate it. Right. And I'm right there with you, Remus. I love that soundtrack, but when I hear Death by Glamour playing a YouTube video, I'm just like, all right, look. Look, that song's incredible. I don't need to hear it here.
Yeah. There's a weird thing, and this happens all over, but you can see it happen. I know TikTok a little bit, but you like YouTube Shorts, maybe.
Yeah.
Where there's songs like if it's a creepy video, it's gonna have this tag music.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's the same. You know what it is when you hear that music.
Yeah.
It goes over. Yeah. A lot of them. Kind of interesting that.
All right. I think we've reached a pretty good consensus there where we can't point to any one thing, but there are quite a few games that soundtracks were incredible and set the tone for a while.
Yeah, yeah. And I imagine each one of us here has something from a game that can play.
Yeah.
Someone can play it, they'll be like, oh, man, I haven't thought of it. Or, yeah, I remember, that kind of thing.
When there is something to be said, I know we didn't really talk too much about Final Fantasy because we talked about it earlier, but when the Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer started, the first time they showed that ever trailer, and it started with a black screen and played that da, 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 the start of the Final Fantasy VII main theme, and the crowd just lost it as they recognized what that was,
my favorite from Final Fantasy is still Prologue, just that run up and down. That E minor G.
Crazy Bus that was shows is also very good. I need to listen to that soundtrack again.
Twisted Metal.
That's a good one.
Metal.
That's a good one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say that I'm expecting a comeback on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, somebody's going to release a new Twisted Metal soon.
Yeah. Guilty Gear. Incredible music in Guilty Gear. All composed by the man who makes Guilty Gear. He wrote all those songs, recorded all the instruments. He did all that himself.
Yeah, that was actually one of the selling points for Guilty Gear.
Yep.
The fighting game.
Can I real quick? I know we need to go. We're both thirsty. Can I real quick give an example of a bad use of soundtrack in a video game?
Absolutely.
Dead Space 1. Dead Space 1, when the necromorphs jump out at you, it should be this moment of incredible shock and terror and what am I going to do? But right before they jump out at you, the orchestra starts playing. So you know there's an enemy jumping out at you.
Just be patient.
Like, don't do that. Start the music after the attack, not before. Anyway, tomorrow you'll be playing some Eternal Threads.
Okay.
Not Eternal Ashes.
No.
Thursday, I understand. Thursday, we'll be talking Sumerian. I keep wanting to say Babylon. Sumerian. I did figure out why I keep wanting to say Babylon.
Fair enough.
Gilgamesh from Fate used an attack called Gates of Babylon.
Okay.
That's bad. Blood Moon?
Gilgamesh is Babylonia.
Well, Gilgamesh is also the character from Sumerian folklore, right? The Enki and Enkidu and...
I don't think so.
Gotta make a boat. Is that all Babylon? I thought that was Sumerian as well.
There's some... It's not really crossover, but there's some where I've seen in games and stuff is where they'll use, just because they're both so ancient, they'll use like the imagery together.
That might be what I'm thinking of then, but
Going through. But I'm pretty sure Gilgamesh is a straight Babylonian hero.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which they do have a flood. Because that's where the Gilgamesh story starts.
Right. The Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Then I guess we'll find out more about Sumeria instead.
Yeah. I think they have a precursor.
Yeah.
Each myth has, you're going to have gods, you're going to have mystical beings, you're going to have heroes.
Right.
I think there's because there's another character, another Babylonian character. I do believe Babylonian mythology has Noah.
Okay.
Through that, so there's some. Well, we'll talk about Thursday.
I know nothing about it, so I'm excited. Also, yeah, the Blood Moon, that is pretty annoying.
Yeah. Why are you playing the notes backwards?
And then Friday we're doing Neopets. So, hope everybody's excited for that. I'm getting more nervous about it as we get closer to it.
Yeah.
Because I really don't think it's going to be good, but we'll find out. And then Monday we'll try and gather the Rangers.
Yes. Yeah.
But yes, that's right. We gotta take care of that. I'm sorry. Gotta talk Katawa Shoujo. But until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life has to offer.